I make the motion to approve. I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Consent agenda, consideration of claims from 9:25. And second run 9:25. 10:1, 10:10. Also consideration of minutes from 9:9, 9:16, and 10:9.
I will make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
And I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay. Public comment? Discussion. Committee reports, PTO.
PTO, we are having our Halloween carnival. What date was it? The 26th? 26th from 2 to 4. Then we will be having a student council. We'll be doing a dance from 5 to 7. So we're going to have food at the carnival. We're going to have games. We're going to talk to 8th graders about doing some community service there. But that's all we're going right now. 26th.
We are going to talk to the teachers. We're going to talk to the teachers about doing class baskets like they did for spring bingo. Doing it earlier this year so they have all year to spend that money that they earn.
Saturday.
It's also on
Oh,
the
sure, Shannon.
calendar.
Shove them my way.
Hold on.
There it is. That's just like spider.
It's okay.
One
It's
last.
no longer living. I've saved everybody.
We had one in your office here.
I know.
So if anybody knows anybody who wants to make donations for our, oh no, the baskets isn't for the Halloween carnival.
No, the baskets is for turkey
Oh, we
bingo.
talked about that though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I met with Michelle and Carly. We were walking down the hall and told them to just come up with an idea. And maybe send a list home with their students, say, hey, we're gonna do a coffee basket. You can do any of these things to go in the basket. So that it's not like,
What do I do?
what do I do? And send a little thing of bubbles for, whatever.
Right.
Just to kind of give the kids some ideas of things to buy for them. So I'm gonna email that out tomorrow. And our new spirit wear.
Oh, yes.
The mass is voted. And this is the design they picked. And we're gonna offer it, so they can put this design on a classic red Marion school shirt, or they can do it on their house color shirt. So green one for Isabindi or purple, black, with this design on the front. These are gonna go home, I think I'm assuming tomorrow or Wednesday. I may not be here tomorrow.
Okay.
May not be here tomorrow. I'm on site.
Okay, teacher rep.
We're trucking along. We're still, we have subs that we're short on subs, like we just can't get subs to sub. If that makes sense. So we're just trying to cover and working on it.
Yeah, I seen that from today. It was like everybody was all over the place.
So we have a good sub list, but they just don't show up or what do you call
They're
them?
busy, they're busy.
Busy, okay.
Normally when winter hits, people tend to sub more just because regular life slows down. At least a couple of them. In other ways, in other times it's backwards. People live farther up and the trees come down less. But, you know, the subs, I am happy to say that the subs that we do have are really awesome. Like they try really hard. They're amazing with the kids. Like I think we have probably one of our most solid pools of subs as far as character and, you know, quality. It's great.
My son in 8th grade had a sub from one of his classmates. He raved about his day, just like, yeah, he enjoyed his day with me, so. Yeah.
He didn't bring him to-
No, he didn't tell me anything about that.
Okay, report.
Our general fund budget seems right on track. At the end of September, we had spent 14% of our budget, and then I printed another mid-October report, and we were at 21%. So I think by the end of this month, we'll be at 25%, which we are a quarter of the way through the year, so we are right on track. Plumbing in the modular is complete. Electrical is about 4 weeks out. And then I put a plug in for Teresa. She's arranged for a new phone system to be installed on November 1st, and we're really excited about it. It's gonna do all the things. And it wasn't actually a whole lot to do. I was thinking thousands of dollars, and it's less than two. So.
Denise.
It's been around longer than,
I keep in-
You can't get parts on eBay. Yeah.
Pretty old.
I've
yeah,
been here 24 years, we still have the same phones.
yeah, it's a long time coming. It's gonna be Granite Communications, and they're taking care of disconnecting our own old phone service with CenturyLink, so we don't have to deal with that there. The senior center ladies dropped off a bag of hats, scarves, and a couple of mittens that they crochet every year. There's some really pretty ones in there. The comparative data report is something new. It's done by Milligan School Data, and I've attached it. It kind of tells us where we're at in comparison to the rest of the schools, our size in the state of Montana. So like for sub-K, we are number 13 of 39 districts. Teacher
13
base,
is one's the highest, 39 the lowest.
yeah,
So we're at 38.
Yeah.
We're like
Top 30.
teacher base pay, we're number 24 of 35, and superintendent salary, we're number 31 of 35.
Where do we see that?
It is under the clerk's report, the comparative data report. And then just on a personal side note, I am going to be going to the surgical center with my mom in the morning to find out what the plan of action is for her surgery. So I may be in and out of the office. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Her surgery is 10 to 12 hours, so recovery is pretty intense. So of all of the children, I am the only one that really has the flexibility to be able to stay at home and work from home. My brother does land clearing. My other brother is the cook at the lodge. They can't do it.
Yeah.
So I'll be gone as little as possible, but gotta take care of, gotta take care of.
Yeah, you do.
That's all for me.
Okay, principal report.
Right. Okay, so I've been working on, we did lose two of our beautiful little children. We lost a second grader and a kindergartner. They moved with their family and they'll be very missed. They were brand new this year and they're just about the cutest little bugs you're ever gonna meet in your whole life. And I am heartbroken that they left. But they are very sweet, so they're hopefully they have a, everyone is Belia? No,
No,
Eureka, some name. But, I didn't want them to leave, so I didn't bother trying to. See her, but they were super sweet, so. That's why that number went down just a little bit. And staff observations are and have been underway. Set to be finished by that November 15th cutoff date. Just wanted to brag on the staff here for a minute. The staff versus middle school volleyball game was amazing and the staff dominated. So, congratulations, team. The new door in the middle school classroom in the center is finished with the exception of a small piece on the bottom. I can't remember what the plate threshold. Thank you, that word. He's getting that one in, but otherwise it's done. It's beautiful. You guys get a chance to look at it. It's got pretty lit and end caps on it that he put on. He made it really pretty.
I have an extra threshold thing because my husband doesn't return. So
A new brighter light has been installed in the gym entry doorway area. We will be cleaning up and resealing the brick flooring this spring to make it shine. So all of those donated bricks with those, community names on them, we've got a product that actually shine it up, get all that gunk off and make it look pretty. And so we can be proud of those people that don't need it. I am currently researching programs that will help minimize the locations our community goes to for information and updates about the school. The goal is to help reach our families and community more effectively. So for example, we have Remind, Facebook, the newsletter, we have, Infinite Campus. We have, some people have class tag or class, there's just all these different things that parents have to figure out which one they're going to try to find the thing. One that I've been looking at actually does all of that in one program. So they can see what's for lunch, pay what's for lunch, see their grades, sign the report card, sign up for enrollment, do all of those papers at the beginning of the year online. It's like a Facebook page so that we can have school stuff on that app, and then our Facebook page would be a community outreach page, so we could have, we wouldn't have to worry about parents having their kids' face on Facebook, because obviously parents could opt out, but it's more secure because only people who are currently enrolled can use the app. It also allows kids to see their grades because it comes directly from Infinite Campus, so they can just click on the app and see their grade. So there's no excuse for middle school kids to say they didn't know that they had a low grade in class anymore. But a lot of it's really neat. The goal is to help Miss Teresa with the mountains of paperwork that she is inundated with at the beginning of the whole school year. And hopefully make it so all she has to do is click who turned it in instead of printing and sending and mailing and all that stuff.
Does it have a document storage facility then too? So like permission slips will stay in there
Yep.
forever.
Yeah. And it also has, there's a fancy word for it, but I can't remember what it's called. When you can look and you can see all of the sections of it, you can see what section of it the community and parents are interacting with most. So you start doing more in that area instead of, wasting your time in others. So it takes place on all of those things. So that's my goal. My goal for this year is to simplify and streamline as many of the things that we do as possible, so teachers have more time in their classroom and parents have more time in their home, at their home with their kids. So they're not trying to find a paper or, things like that. Goodies with Guardians with a hit this year. That was all due to the family engagement committee. They did such a great job, family engagement. Safety and security. I'm working with Innovative Wireless, who provided us with these white PA systems right here. They have not been great. And we're trying to figure out why. It may be just due that we are too far from great Wi-Fi to make it work, because they are not wired in their Wi-Fi, and they have not worked well since we purchased them. Well, since Peter purchased them, I'm gonna blame him. Currently, me and Shannon are on the same wavelength because I wrote, Teresa found a fantastic phone company we'll be working with November 1st. Our whole school will be outfitted with all new phones, so. Our camera system needs help performing as it's supposed to. It continually crashes and is difficult to see. We're now discussing this with the company to see how an improvement can be made. So the cameras themselves are always filming, but to go in and access the recordings, it crashes. So we have the data, but the app used to look at it is just not working very well. Ms. Teresa tried really hard. We got a new computer, so it'd just be dedicated to the camera system, and it's still crashing. So we're working with that company to get that fixed. And then I also added just all the events that are on the calendar for you guys, as well as the community members watching this, in case they want to be a part of stuff in the future at the bottom. Yes.
Our new phones, would they have PA capability?
They do, similar to what these phones have, but they're not loud. Like they're just be a regular PA. So
Pay somebody.
Yes.
Versus tell somebody to wear locked in.
yeah. But the neat thing about the phone system, she found there's tons of neat things. One is parents can text the school. Also, another neat thing is that there is an app that still staff can put on their phone. So if they need to call a parent, but they have to go home, or they've got kids they got to pick up from daycare, they actually click on the app and it'll say that they're calling from the school. So they don't have to give out their personal cell phone, but they can use their phone to call without giving out their cell phone number. So it'll help teachers not be able to have more time to reach out to parents from home if they want to do home phone calls late, things like that, but maybe not have parents know their personal phone numbers.
Something to think about for next year, like student handbook. If we are going to use the texting feature, is put that into our code of conduct. People tend to be a little more
Abrupt.
Yeah, you text and just to have some language in there that might cover something like that. Communication needs to be appropriate. Especially when it's good.
Okay. Okay, action items, consideration of emotional support animal policy.
And I did not put on here, but this is our first reading, because it's not a required policy, so we have two readings of it before it's adopted.
I make a motion to approve the emotional support animal policy. Okay, excuse
The first reading.
the first reading. Support animal. Perfect.
Bethany. Okay, did everybody get a chance to read it? Oh, sorry,
Oh, I'll second.
sorry.
I'm gonna make an amendment. Would you guys have more you want to change in here? Anybody have anything you want to change?
I think it's.
So I'm gonna move to amend the mental health professional to say licensed mental health professional. I was at my therapist today and I guarantee you could have written me a, oh yeah, you got a dog, you know, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Even license is gonna still be easy to obtain.
Submit an official letter from a mental professional stating the use of an emotional support animal for a student. staff.
That was my amendment, if anybody wants a second.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Okay, was there anything else? Anybody wanted any more input on it?
I read it a while ago. I just scanning.
Yeah,
Try to think of. This is a lot to try.
yeah.
So we can read it and we can read it and we can read it third time. This is the first reading.
No, I have two
Two.
readings.
So on the second reading, we can adopt it,
Mm-hmm.
but we can also kill it, right?
Yeah. If we decide not to do it, we can kill it.
Maybe we'll talk about it
Okay. You're gonna be here next month.
then. I better be.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, consideration of safety team procedures.
They're-
Consider having you to approve it or not.
I need to.
We go into closed session for this?
No, it doesn't mention any names.
It doesn't mention
the policy,
I
so
will
that's
check.
public.
Okay, did everybody get a chance to read that over?
A little bit behind on this. Can you give me the clip notes?
So
Oh, go ahead.
good. So we met together as a team, the committee that we put together last time, to try to just walk from beginning to end. Basically, if you're explaining to a newbie what the safety team would look like, because we've never kind of put it all in one place. So we talked about the process for member selection, so the initial application to be a member of the safety team, not necessarily an application to carry, just to be a part of the team. And then there are 3 branches that they can choose to be a part of. They can choose to be a non-carry member, so that is someone that doesn't carry a weapon, but they can help with cameras, with checking things, with radioing, with running traffic, reunification processes at the end of an issue, a whole bunch of things like that. So those who really want to be a part of the safety of the school, but don't feel comfortable carrying any form of protection, And then there is the non-lethal carriers, that would be the non-lethal weapons such as, that we've discussed. And then the lethal carriers would be those with firearms.
Awesome. Thank you, committee, whoever you may be.
Yes.
It's just a typo. And monthly safety meetings. We contact that soon. Everyone will fix it. We are fixing it. We're going all these names.
Yeah, after a while.
Stuff.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay. Consideration of safety team application.
I make a motion to approve the safety team.
A second.
Okay, does anybody have any input, any questions about that?
I basically took the procedures you guys came up with and just put it
Yeah.
in the application form.
Can you edit it?
I can, and there's one other thing, you know how we discussed that the safety, the applications that we've been using in the past are public information. Those have nothing to do with the safety team. That is if Cindy wants to carry her weapon on campus for just when she's here, she has to fill that out and that gets board approved. That has nothing to do with our safety team. The safety team is something totally separate that is confidential and private.
I just need capitalization at the beginning of each item, or like consistency. Yeah.
I'll fix it.
School,
Going through a lot.
It's been a rough couple weeks.
It's been a rough.
Julia's just working on her checklist. Trying to knock out the 30-year career in the first 5 years. Maybe the first 3.
eventually I'll just be like, yes, I know this, good.
I'll hold her up now.
and then I'll retire, like 2 days later.
This will go every employee will get this at the beginning of the year, right?
If they want to, because this one is confidential, so we don't
So
have
this
to
is
do.
the actual application,
Mhm.
Yeah, so we don't have to share that.
so we don't have to do it, everybody has it, okay.
Yeah.
Is there any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay. Consideration of safety team budget.
Does it have to go into closed session?
No, we can't. We're spending money.
We're not talking about individual people. we're just
We're
talking
not talking about
People talk about it.
individuals, we're just talking about money.
If anyone was to talk about it, they just would not indicate whether or not they were a part of the safety team.
So does anybody have any input on what a budget might look? Did we get our motion? We did not get our motion. I'm sorry.
I know.
There's no, right, but
I'll make a motion to consider a safety team budget.
You have to approve of
I'll
it.
make a motion to approve a safety team budget.
It's no way of doing it. I know it's hard. I second that.
Any particular action or is that being a discussion?
I think we have to discuss it, like, have we,
Didn't interrupt. Same page.
On the safety team application?
Yes, which one page?
Done.
I honestly say that I believe that there should be a budget for the safety team because there is a lot of people putting in extra time
And I think they should be compensated for that time that they're coming in on the weekends and other, I don't know if that's even an option. And also for the practice that they're putting in because of the price of the panel and everything right now. I think that should be looked at.
Teresa and I have been, I've reached out to one, we're reaching out to local businesses about getting donations of practice equipment.
So I haven't had a lot of time to do that just yet. I gathered by maybe Friday, I was able to put a little bit of time into it. Made a couple of phone calls and filled out one, kind of online application. But I'm kind of hoping that maybe our PIR day coming up
Oh, okay.
first would be a good opportunity. A few hours into that. Anyway, so yeah, we were hoping that that would maybe alleviate some of the expenses for them. I did want to talk about the communication process. For instance, we had an issue last week and we found that like the E3 app is great for putting out an alert and people can be on the chat in there, checking in what they're doing and all that, but the people who are running the drill or running the alert don't have time to be texting. And so we do have, at this time, we have little Motorola radios, two-way radios that all the staff have, which is great. But it would be nice to have something that has a private channel for people who are just on the team, so that they can speak among themselves without broadcasting it all over the whole school. We do at this time, I took an inventory and we have 6 Kenwood radios, which are super easy to change the channel. You just turn the dial. Whereas on the little Motorola's, the walkie-talkies that we have, if you wanted to change over to a different channel than what everybody is using, you have to unlock it, get into the settings, blah, blah, blah. You don't have time for that. But on the Kenwoods, you just turn the dial one notch. They're expensive. I think I don't know exactly, and I don't know if Shannon might know how much they are.
The Kennedy that we bought before.
Yeah, that we got from Bullet Communications. I know they were somewhere in the range of $400 to $500. I believe, yeah, each. I believe that came with, they come with the little charging station, the earpieces, which are, and I know there's been some, I don't know what the word is that I want. Some people have been concerned about if staff are going around and they're wearing some sort of an earpiece, then everybody's going to know they're on the same team. And, there are ways to kind of work around that. Some of the staff can just put their hair down.
So those radios we bought at Bullet were $360 a piece in 2020.
Right. So 400. So we have 6 right now, and I think, are there 9 people on the team at this time? So you might want to get a few more of those.
Biggest issue is right now, the small Motorola's are being used by everyone. And so the safety team has to make sure at all times they have their phone, a Motorola, and the Kenwood, and any other material that they're having. And it's a nightmare, because you're packing around 5 extra pounds on top of trying to make sure that you're talking on the right radio. And we talked about how much easier it would be to find one where you just flip the radio station. It's one radio that attaches to the rest of the radios to just kind of make it, because in high stress situations, your brain does not work the way it works when mine probably doesn't work
And I
any
know
time.
that also speaks to the necessity of having the, the earpiece and the built-in microphone. So that you're not fumbling with a radio, trying to push buttons and,
How many Motorola ones do we have right now?
oh, probably 25.
So you're looking at buying 25 of the new ones and then just the safety team would switch over?
We would actually, and Jim at CTS is helping me with this right now. So the Motorola's and the Kenwoods that we have at this time won't speak to each other. Kenwoods are VHF, Motorola's are UHF. So Jim is looking into finding a smaller, cheap walkie-talkie that's VHF.
That
So
will
they
work
can be
with our-
programmed to talk to the Kenwoods. And the Kenwoods would just have their own channel, same.
So the staff could have all the cheaper ones.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then the safety team would still have the more expensive, but they would all talk to you.
Then
So I don't know the
Exactly.
needs or how well this would work. I know that we got some little walkie-talkies and I think they came with earpieces and they each have their own charging station for like $20 for two. And they have a ding, ding, ding.
We just have to be
No, you just have a
VHF.
ding, ding, ding.
That's the problem, is finding ones that are VHF, because the little cheapy Motorola's are UHF. Right.
Let's see what they come up with it. So they're still working on that?
Jim is, yeah, I emailed Jim about it, and asked him, you have any expertise on this? And he said, actually, yeah, I do. And I just helped with revamp the whole communication process at his church. So he was gonna do some research and get back to me with what he found. That might be a good option for us.
Okay. In regards to Becky's statement about compensation, not gonna make any friends here. This started off as a volunteer program to, like, I have these skills, I want to apply them back to school. And, our primary goal at Marion School is always should be the education program. And I understand that protection is part of that. What I don't want to see is, oh, I'll sign up as gotta go through the list here, non-lethal person. Where's my paycheck? No, that's not the spirit of how this started. It was, I have this to bring and let's get together and help each other out. Now, I think donations would be awesome as far as equipment and stuff. Payment, I don't know. I think we have kind of an elite group right now that is specialized, and that's kind of how I always envisioned it.
I worry about accepting or making it a paid thing, because I feel like that's another thing, if something went wrong, the media could get a hold of too. They're paying people to, instead of teachers and staff standing up to protect.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier to swing in a positive light, whereas if it's mentioned that, oh, they pay their teachers to carry, it could easily be manipulated to be a negative instead of, caring people.
I really feel it should be voluntary. But I feel that we should provide as much as we can, however we can, so that they can have the tools
The
they
tools.
need
and
and
equipment.
training.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. Yeah.
The heart behind it was like, oh, offsetting some of the costs of the training.
And I don't mean it's not worth money. I don't. It's just not-
I just feel like you have some people that are actually training to put their lives on the line. And it's a volunteer thing. I wasn't here for the volunteer part of that meeting, but it seems to me if you're putting your life on the line, doing a step above and beyond, then maybe something, at least get your ammo or whatever compensated and things like that.
And I think what offset the cost of the training, all of that for sure. But I don't think we had discussed doing a stipend for being on the team, the way you can be for other committees or whatever positions. I think potentially we're on the same page, but maybe not.
Oh, no, I wasn't there.
And that's one of the things that we did discuss was, giving each person like a budget for their ammo. So they're not putting the whole thing. But if we bought like the weapon
then the weapon's now school property.
Yeah.
And that means that you'd have to check it in and check it out and, you know, you damage it, now who's gonna pay for the repair? Yeah, I mean, these are some of the things that the committee come up with, which is why, you know, we decided on giving giving some of the ammo, you know, for practicing and
Oh, right,
and
and then
stuff
there's
like that.
liability too, like I wouldn't want the school to own the weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
Massive liability,
Yeah,
like
we
on
didn't-
top
we
of
didn't wanna go there.
liability, so.
And I agree with you. They are putting their life on the line, 100%. Let's be honest, and if you walk into school these days, you're putting your life on the line. Let's be honest.
It would be interesting to find out from the other school districts that are doing this though, like, is it all volunteer? Or I don't know, what do you guys?
I've never heard of another school that actually got it passed to their board.
Well, and I will tell you, me personally,
I know, like, Anaconda or whatever did because that made the news.
too, I like that there's other options too, if they do want to be a part of it. Everybody's putting their life on the line, but you also want people on your team that are committed.
Yeah.
And not doing it for the paycheck or the extra, thank you.
Like a volunteer firefighter.
Right. There's a lot, I mean, all of us sitting in here in this school, after hours, we're all targets. And it sucks, and I'm so grateful that there's people that are willing to do it. I wouldn't be one of them, I'll be honest with you. And I'm grateful for those that are called to do it and do it.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just my view too. I want people to do it that want to do it. That aren't like, well, I'm doing this for you, so you need to do this for me. I don't like that.
So the way this committee set it up was basically that a member who joins the safety team will face with, for in like easy terms, I guess, front the cost of the training until they are part of the team. So for example, lethal carriers, they need to bring ammo to the 5-day training in the summer before they're even approved, just because if they, you know, we don't want to buy 1,500 rounds of ammo and then have 17 people come up and 2 of them make it, right? We want them to have some skin in the game. And then they pay for their concealed carry, the school will pay for their psych evaluation. Then after that, the school was looking to set a budget to help pay for ammo for all the practice time throughout the year. So the only time they really have to bring their own ammo, unless we blow through what the school can provide, would be just that initial training. And if they wanted to go out with their own weapon and of course shoot it on their own free time. Just to try to save the school as much so that the resources can be allocated to the accepted and approved team versus theoretical.
Right, just for-
Yeah.
And realistically, Shannon, what, yeah, I
So-
looked at what we might have available for said budget.
So I want to preface that we actually do have a safety team budget. And we've always put $1,500 in there. But the E3 app was $1,500. So it's just a matter of trying to rework the budget a little bit and see where we can find money to recover that. Because the E3 app initially we got a grant for, so it was free the first year. And that's probably why I didn't think anything of it when I put in that dollar. But luckily, it was the same amount as the app, so. But we don't have to pay for the app until the spring, right?
Correct.
So we can try to find money between now and then.
So does 1,500 still feel like the right amount for all the other, I mean, if that was the initial thought process, pre-app of what would be needed, is that still a valid amount? Do you think?
That would be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the cost. I mean,
I
if
don't
we
either.
buy all new walkies, that'd probably eat up that $1,500. Like,
Right, that's the
second.
thing.
Yeah.
Right,
Could we go out for another round for safety grant for walkies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
There's you go.
There's probably other grants out there for safety.
It's a grant writer.
She wrote the first one, I believe her.
I did.
For the roundup, for the,
Oh.
the roundup for safety
Okay, I
grant.
did.
She did, yeah, but I would probably end up I've been looking for lots of grants for lots of different things lately, so. There's lots more for safety out there, so. Back in the car, just that one for you all.
The other thing is with our building reserve fund, when we do our permissive levies next year, you can't permissively levy for safety things, but again, that's next year. There's not really, without a grant, there's nothing to like add to our budget for this year.
Do you know the amount?
How much you can do permissive levy, I don't, because I haven't looked into that. It might just be a certain number of bills you can do. I'm not sure. Spell me on it.
Yeah, that's like day all of her community out. Involved. I raise the tax, but okay.
Like good PR.
Yeah.
And as a consumer,
Well, we probably should, I'm thinking probably
Like set a preliminary amount.
set up some kind of an amount, and see if we can find it somewhere. It looks like radios would probably be one of the top things, even if we just add to the ones we have and distribute those to those that need it the most.
With all our police presence, we've had this.
Well, at least they were here, right?
Yeah.
It's
What
good.
what were the response times on that? Has anybody paid attention to that? I mean, that's the reason.
so, I mean, let's say if the cheap radios are, I don't know, $100 a piece, $50 a piece, I don't know. But if there's 25 to replace, that's $2,500 right there.
Plus, if you only have 6 of the Kenwood radios, then we need at least 9.
So
Right.
it's like there's 2,500, it's 1,000 for 3 more.
The
Fancy
radios
ones.
that we're using right now were only $20 each.
Okay, perfect. So I was like, I have a radio.
I don't know.
They're getting overly hard to hear.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them need to be replaced anyway.
Right. So, well, and if they would all need to be
Yeah.
replaced if you're going to a universal.
So if those are $20, that's $500 right there, but they're not the right kind, so we need a different kind.
Right, which is more expensive anyway. You can see where quite rapidly just radio would be somewhere around $3,000. Between 2 and 3 grand just for radios, you know, right?
Probably 500 just to get 25 new radios, plus however many of the other ones that would bring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say a minimum of 3 grand, right?
I was gonna say I'm missing 2,500 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then.
Oh, this is like it's June. You got
That's
it.
why I'm trying to
Right.
work for budget magic and.
Can you buy like fines of 2,500?
I went 1,000.
Yeah, no. Because you need 25 of the other radios, 500,000 bucks on those.
That's what we were just saying, like if we do the roundup for safety grant, like now, like fill it out tomorrow, then it could be on the calendar for November 1st. And they'd be paid for.
I could put in a good word.
We
with
have
Courtney,
somebody
and
that
she's
can
like, I will be.
She's got
putting
to
more
end,
so
she's got to
like
end with
conflict
them.
of interest or-
Right.
That's why I've always avoided it in the past, because I'm like, sure, that works. I won't be a person.
HF radios require an FCC license. Wait,
No, we want VH, right?
Well,
Be, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, the ones we have are UHF. They're not like ham radios. They're just walkie-talkies.
Yeah, anybody can buy walkie-talkies. They have them at Costco most.
Call it US.
UHF or VHF. It stands for
very,
VHF is very high frequency UHF is ultra high frequency, so it's just different ranges on the frequency band. But they're different, so.
When the kids bring their radio to
Same.
school, they can't tag in with, where if they bring them to school, if they find out our radio, when they can tag in on the hand walkies.
Really?
Works like last year, we had to cover everybody's radio on because the kids knew, you know, get trying to get on and say, must.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. I just
There's a
channel that
six-pack
intelligence.
of UHF walkie-talkies, 6-pack from Home Depot for $300.
But that's UHF.
Oh, you need
VHF.
VHF, yeah.
Yeah. VHF.
I was on Amazon VHF. I found some for like $70 a piece. But they had all kinds of stuff on the front. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if it's Morse code. I don't know.
If that's the case, $70 times 25, that's.
That's a lot.
But do you want to try to get around for safety grant first and then come back?
Wouldn't necessarily be 25 if 9 people.
Put it on our November.
So that would bring that down.
Yeah, maybe we only did 15 or 16. Because 9 people would have other radios. Right.
Oh, right.
There's
70.
listen to it and then.
Becky, you're so smart.
I got to make up for the.
We haven't said
Budget.
it right now.
Is that the immediate need right now is the walkies?
What say you?
We started getting some ammo. Not a lot, just half a dozen bullets. Stuff like that. So, anytime they come to training, we buy it in.
I mean, in my opinion, the radios
That's probably.
are probably the most important. I mean,
We're in
the other expenses we've dealt with this far anyway.
Yeah.
Should set
That's
up
not
a,
Yeah.
Like a thing for people to. figure
Yeah,
out. I'm
safety-
thinking like,
because I
that would
think
probably do well.
in our community, you know, safety team help fund our safety team because everyone loves that our staff, some staff may be armed, but they would probably make donations
You're
at
right.
any of our
Mhm.
events.
They would.
Yeah, and I think you probably could get your budget right there.
Wouldn't hurt,
Yeah,
wouldn't hurt. Good idea.
that is a good idea.
So then should we try to get the, whatchamacallit?
If we could cover the training supplies just with donations, that would be awesome. Between the businesses that we're gonna call
Mm-hmm.
and just community members, that could go a long way.
What do you think about Cindy putting it in her monthly letter?
That's what I was just getting ready to say. You want me to put it in there, in
Donation.
email, and I'll put it in there,
Yeah.
whatever the wording is that y'all want to use.
Okay.
Just email it.
Is
and I'll
there a
put it in
certain
there.
type of that you would need that,
Well,
can those be donated that way or no?
we were looking at gift certificates.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No,
You don't want to advertise that.
there'll be hand loads and.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
you won't know what you
people's
get.
old stock that you don't know how it's. been
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
So just cash donations or gift certificates.
Yeah,
Cabela's will not let you buy ammo with the gift certificate.
Snappies.
I haven't called Stanford's.
Yes, I got
I
a
say
full
cash and
snap. I
carry.
actually filled out an application.
That's
That
Snappy.
was the application I did online, that's for Snappies.
And we got one in process of Sportsman.
Maybe
I
some
say
cash
like,
donations.
yeah, I'd say like a cash drop off type thing.
Yeah. So,
I love it, bingo.
Yeah,
Oh,
bingo,
I'll tell you.
Halloween carnival, anything like that.
Give examples of what it's gonna be used for.
Well, and we could even ask PTO if they want to donate to that cost too.
Yep.
Rock wall, safety.
Playground safety team. These are the issues we're dealing with. Join our boat. So it's gonna be.
It's so hard. Up here, I stepped in something. I didn't see what was like,
yeah.
walk it off, Cindy, walk it off, you're fine.
Okay, so I guess we'll hold off on our budget until we get a little more info. We've been gonna have hopefully a grant come through and we'll put up some
Yeah, donation.
donation things up and
I bet you if we did a jar at the gas station like they did for that kid that did wheelies, we'd probably get donations.
Oh, I would do it. Someone needs the milk jar and put it down there and put Marion's school safety team.
oh, there you go.
Put it there and at the top and at the, and the Gregor Lake. We'll start drinking and they will start.
Maybe needs.
Yep, training needs. They'll know trees.
How does that protect the school?
Poor trees.
Okay, so this one we're going to do next month. We'll see where we're at next month.
So since there's a motion on the table, do we all in favor, nobody? And opposed, everybody?
Yep, so all those in favor of the safety team budget,
Can't we just table it?
Because there's already a motion on the.
it's already a motion, so we just, all those in favor,
We have to kill the motion.
all those opposed? Aye.
Well, I thought we have to, didn't Madison say you have to like change it?
We're not
No.
gonna make one now, we're
No,
just
we
gonna.
just killed it.
If you're
Come
going
back
to
to it.
approve it
Killed it.
and
We're
you
good.
change the motion,
Oh.
it's not doing anything right now,
We're just,
gathering
yeah.
more info.
Okay, future agenda items, we'll put the safety team budget on there. And do we have any information that we need to have out there?
Dan's resignation.
Sorry, guys.
So you're officially resigning from the board. Today's your last meeting. And I did call Cal and asked about the terms, how it all works. So since she was just elected for a 3-year term, whoever fills her seat will fill in the remainder of this year. And then next year, when Tammy and Rob are up, well, December, when we open it up, this person will have to put their hat in at that time as well. And then, so it'll be 3 positions open. That one, hers will be 1 year, your guys' will be 3 years. And then that leaves 1 more year. The next year after that, whoever's up, I don't know, I've lost track. That person would then put their name in the hat again and run again. They have to run every single year until her term expires.
I came into the middle term 2 when God. And it was like that for a while.
Yes, yeah, the first year is always, the first time it's always like 1 year and then
No, they don't do that
They
anymore.
don't do that.
they don't do
Now,
that.
Cal said that all of the,
Just if you fill a spot.
right,
If you fill a spot.
so anyway, you know anybody, tell your friends.
Safety team, playground.
Okay, is there anything else?
Nope.
Okay,
We moved to. Sorry, I had to fizzle like that. I moved to adjourn.
I'll second. Anyone that second.
No.
I've already got Bill in there.
Perfect.
Do that
Nobody
flying
was
off.
saying anything, so.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Why?